Squawk's Heads of State goes west to the Cowboy State. Governor Matt Mead of Wyoming joins us right now. And Governor, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. We're trying to get a feel for what's happening state by state. This morning we've already talked to several governors. And I'd like you to give us a picture of what's happening in Wyoming. I get the sense that this is not a boom and bust state like many of the other states that we've talked with earlier today. What's the situation right now?
Well, we're in pretty good shape. We're ahead of the revenue forecast by about $50 million. We have between $14 and $15 billion in savings. Our unemployment is down to 6%. That's down from about 7.2% from a year ago. So we're in pretty good shape. But, when you look at unemployment, we want to sure do better there. But we're financially strong. We're a conservative state, and we're looking forward to the future.
Is a lot of this having to do with energy? You are apparently, if you were a sovereign country, you'd be the #1 leading energy exporter to the U.S.?
We would indeed. We export about 10.76 quadrillion BTU a year. And so we are a very strong energy state, and we're proud of that because, energy has so much to do with our economy, with manufacturing, with storage, with transportation, with building costs. And we feel we're a contributor not just for the people of Wyoming, but for the whole United States in what we produce here. We're also very strong in tourism, as you know. We have a beautiful state. We're very strong in ag, and we have tremendous small businesses in Wyoming. And so when we compare ourselves to other states, we are certainly thankful for the energy industry, but also tourism and ag and our small businesses. And we're looking forward to the future. We have an opportunity here to build on our technology sector, and we're working very strongly to get that done immediately.
What's some of the things that you think about when you look around the country? I know that your state is suing Washington over the health reform bill, but at the same time you're also preparing for this should it eventually become something that your state needs to deal with, correct?
Yeah, we are. And, our basic belief in Wyoming is the states are a very good place to get things done. And too often when there's a cookie-cutter approach out of Washington, it doesn't work for every state. We are a rural state. We're about 560,000 people, and it's a much different state than California or New York or Texas. And we want our own opportunity to address the serious needs of health care in Wyoming in the Wyoming way. And so that's why we're suing on that. But as we look around nationally at what's going on, we've got so many good things going on here, including, we are a low tax state. We have no state income tax. We're very attractive for small businesses to come to. And as we look at the national picture, we recognize we're not an island. And we're concerned, obviously, of what's going on in the national scene with the terrific debt that we see. And we're hopeful that the country as a whole looks at Wyoming as an example of how to do things right.
Governor, this is Scott Garrett from New Jersey, and congratulations on all the good things that you are doing out there. There are some in this country who say that when a company is doing well and making money, that's the ones you go after and raise taxes on. So you're a state, you're doing well in the energy sector. Would it help if we raise taxes now on the energy sector since you are doing so well and help out all the other 49 states who aren't doing just as well as you are?
No, thanks for the question, Scott. I think it's exactly the wrong time to be raising taxes on companies that are doing well. Wyoming recently received a AAA credit rating from S&P, and the reason I think that's a good message is we say, listen, this is a good state to do business in, a good state to move to, because we are financially strong. The first thing that happens when you start making a profit is we are not going to raise taxes on you. I think that's a business killer, and we are in competition.
Let's turn the question around, which is if some of the loopholes around energy were taken away, what would happen to the companies in your state, and therefore what would happen to the state itself?
Well, I think it would hurt the companies in our state and ultimately hurt Wyoming. But, we're #1 in coal reserves, #1 in uranium reserves. We have in situ coal gasification projects coming, coal to gasoline projects coming. I mean, we're still going to be strong, but we don't want to do that because we're not only in competition with other states, we're in competition with the world. And we want energy produced here in the United States where it can be done environmentally in a responsible manner, where our workers are doing the production, where our companies are doing the production. And so I think that's the wrong message to start talking about raising taxes on companies that are doing well. What we ought to try to figure out is how to get to a point where, in particular, our small businesses don't have some of the regulatory burden and some of the taxes that are currently on them, because small business is a big driver in Wyoming and a big driver across the United States.
Governor Mead, I want to thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
And we hope to see you again soon. Again, Governor Mead joining us to talk a little bit about what's happening in the state.